All right, Aquarius, this is your March 2021 Love Tarot reading. I'm Ryan with Arrows of Love. Welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, if you like these videos and like to see more of them, please click that like button and subscribe. It helps the channel and it's very much appreciated from me. All right, Aquarius, so what we're going to do this time around is I'm going to pull one card from the Angels deck for the overall energy, and then I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Tarot for you and 3 cards for your love interest. Before I do that, let's just review briefly what's happening in the sky, and that will help us inform what's happening in the cards. So yesterday was a new moon. I'm doing this video on March 14th. So yesterday, Saturday, March 13th, was a new moon in Pisces. And this new moon was magical, and we're going to have this energy at least for the next couple days. The new moon was conjoining Venus, planet of love, relationships, pleasure, abundance, money. And it was also conjoining Neptune. And Neptune is this nebulous planet in astrology. It creates illusion, confusion, but it's also extremely empathetic, and it's compassionate. It's daydreamy, imaginative. It's the ethereal. So it's things beyond our reach. So it creates kind of this feeling of longing. Like as if you want something, but it's not quite within your reach. So when Venus, Neptune come together, it can be extremely romantic. And then you had the moon and you had the moon and the sun right there. So you have 4 planets all sitting in that Pisces energy, and it can be extremely daydreamy, wanting to get away from reality. It can create escapist tendencies. So you have to be very careful of alcoholism, drug addictions, sex addictions, anything to that effect. It has like this energy of wanting to escape, your everyday grind. So, just keep that in mind. That's what we're dealing with this Pisces energy. Now for you, Aquarius, Pisces is your second house. The second house is all about earned income, resources, possessions, and self-worth. It's ostensibly a house about value and what it is you value, including yourself. So keep that in mind. So when the moon crosses over the sun to start this new lunar cycle, it's called the new moon, it's time to plant those seeds for something new. And in this case, the biggest energy or the best use of this energy would be something on that income front, something with resources and possessions. Maybe go buy a new car, do something to the house. It's things like that where you get the most benefit. So, but generally speaking, with Pisces, keep in mind it's extremely romantic. Pisces is all about this wanting to find your soulmate, soulmate lover. So that's really what it's about. Keep your eyes open, but you could be tested on that self-worth area as well. The other thing I want to mention is that Mars, the planet of action, vitality, virility, it's the pioneering attitude, it's your get up and go, it's what keeps you going, just moved into Gemini. And for you, Aquarius, that's very fortunate because this is making a 120-degree aspect over to you in Aquarius, and that's called a trine. Those are cosmic blessings. So the universe naturally gifts you when planets are sitting in Gemini or Libra. Here, the 5th house, it is your 5th house. It's 5 signs past Aquarius. And the 5th house is about romance. It is about creativity, children, fun and games, pleasure, sports. It's the recreation house. It's the pleasure house. It's also about short-term romances. So when Mars is sitting there, you very well can meet someone that kind of sweeps you off your feet, but just know sometimes things that come out of the 5th house tend to be short-lived. So, but it's a very fun house overall. And Mars does well in Gemini, so I wouldn't be surprised if, putting yourself out there and maybe you have a Gemini in your life. We'll see. All right, so that's what you can expect. The sun does move into Aries. Let's see here, March 20th, and so does Venus. So for you, Aquarius, that is your busy 3rd house. That's all about communication, it's learning, it's short distance travel. It's got a lot. It's just a very busy house, generally speaking, especially in Aries. It's the spring equinox, so things are really going to pick up for you in the latter half of March. So let's see what's happening for you in the cards. This is a general reading, Aquarius. These messages will not resonate with all of you. Take the messages that do resonate with you, leave the rest. You're going to want to check out your ascendant, your moon, or your Venus sign. If these messages don't resonate with you. All right, so let's see what's going on. Nothing quite in the, I mean, like I said, Mars sitting over in the 5th house of romance. That can be really great. But like I said, sometimes that's short-lived, so just be aware. All right, Aquarius, let's see what's happening. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. What did I just say? 5th house. You can meet someone very attractive. Mars is about virility too. It's your sex drive, so could meet someone, bed buddy. Let's see. All right, so 3 cards for you, 3 cards for them. 6 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. High Priestess. That was for you. This is for them. Wheel of Fortune. 7 of Cups. That's that Neptune energy. 3 of Pentacles. This one's coming out a lot. All right, Aquarius. So sixth house. You are 6 of Pentacles to me is a card of service. It's a card of rebalance. So when I see it with attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. I think you need to step away from work. You need to step away from something that you're feeling attached to, that you feel like is a service. It could be family. It could be friends. It could be anything that almost has a feeling of servitude. You can see this card. It's the man with the scales feeding, people in need. So it could be right now that your attention is being pulled away from the romantic life, and you need to do some rebalancing where you need to make room in your life for someone to come into it. Now, for some of you, this is simply just a rebalancing of your relationship. There is an imbalance here as far as resources go. And someone is basically paving the way and paying the way, and the other person is not. And it's going to cause some issues. I talked about self-worth. I talked about resources and possessions. Some of you need to do some thinking about this because it looks like this could lead to an argument. The 5 of Swords, as you can see here, is the man with his sword and 2 people walking away. It's a battle one, but it doesn't feel like it. It's like, what's the best way to describe this? This is a hollow victory. I mean, that's really what this comes down to. I mean, you can have an argument, but you're not. It's just you're not going to be happy with the outcome. Let me just put it that way. You're not going to get what you want. It's a hollow victory. Okay. So what the advice here is, you really need to use your intuition about how to deal with this. If you really want to attract that romantic love, you need to have a balanced relationship in mind, in heart, in body, and in soul. And that includes resources and possessions, Aquarius. So you tend to be a very hardworking sign, very, very intelligent. You're an air sign. Some would say the most intelligent of all. You don't mind, being the breadwinner, but there's a certain point in time when lines can be crossed. So you need to use your intuition here. You need to take a step back. And make sure you're not going to make any rash decisions, because like I said, there could be a hollow victory here if you decide to have an argument about this. So use that third eye chakra to decide, is this really worth it? What do you want to get out of it? If you want to keep your attraction and your romantic love alive, just know that words matter, okay? Because the wheel is turning for them, okay? Either way, like if you decide enough is enough, the wheel turns one way, and they're going to have to deal with that on their own level. You could be dealing with one of the fixed signs here, Aquarius. This is, you're on this card, so this could also be you, but you could be dealing with Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or another Aquarius, okay? The wheel's turning for them. It depends on what their karma is. It turns the right way if, they do the right thing here and they're putting in the effort. It turns the other way if it's not. And the universe is always rebalancing and reshuffling depending on how you deal with your own karma. But it looks like there's some disillusion here. And that's why I said you need to be careful with your words and how you decide to go about doing this, because they're living in a dream state. They think there's options out there. They think there's greener pastures. I'm here to tell you that's not the case, because this card tells me there's some illusion here. They're living in a delusional state. You see, they think there's all these options here. Not all of these cups are actually very good. I mean, there's one with a nice wreath in it, but there's also one with what looks to be some type of crazy mushroom, another one with a snake over here, another one with a dragon. I'd say some other options are not very good. It's disillusionment. They need to wake up. It's a reality check, and it looks like you might be providing that, but it depends on the tone. How do you want this to play out? Three of Pentacles is the last card. Work needs to be done. Could be some disillusionment with group associations and friends. Perhaps there is a support network that is not so supportive, and it needs to be addressed. That is the feeling that I get from this card. Let's pull one more for the outcome. Oh, interesting. Two of Cups. Looks like you can work this out. Be careful with your words. It's going to matter. Two of Cups is soulmate energy. It's divine lovers. It's partnership. It's that fifth house. I mean, it's going to feel like you are romantically entwined. But you need to be really careful about how it is you go about dealing with any current issues in your relationship, any type of disillusion in the other party. But, at the end of the day, you two still have a really great connection. So keep that romantic spark alive, but just realize that wheel, it's always turning in one direction or the other, okay? You don't want the wheel to turn in the wrong way for you, Aquarius. So be careful with your words. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Until next time.